Hello and welcome to this special edition of the American Health Journal. I'm your host, Roger Cooper. The human body is an exquisite machine, partly because it maintains functionality in a variety of environments. Humans can thrive in conditions ranging from the Arctic to the equator, and with a variety of diets and lifestyles. Part of the reason for this adaptability is the body's ability to maintain homeostasis, a state where all of the body's systems work together to maintain balance. We began by speaking with Drs. Esther Mark, Jack Hurd, and Charles Norwood, all experts in anti-aging and healing.
When these vital elements are known in the body, then we see a big array of symptoms from anxiety, depression, insomnia, weight gain, increase in blood pressure, increase in blood sugar, probably predisposition to diabetes. Even skin issues, increase wrinkling, dryness of the skin, hair falling, and gastrointestinal effects. What are these vital elements? Serotonin, cortisol, amino acids, peptides, and hormones. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that is produced actually in different parts of the body. And the intestine is the part of the body that synthesizes more of the serotonin. And then a smaller amount is produced in the brain. In fact, people that are low in serotonin, they tend to be depressed. They seem to have more anxiety and less ability to cope to stressful events. Cortisol is a steroid hormone produced in the adrenal gland, and it's called the stress hormone. Cortisol is the only hormone that increases with age. Every other hormone actually tends to decrease. The problem with cortisol, all the side effects that we may see related to cortisol appear when cortisol is produced in excessive amount. For example, if we are under stress for a prolonged time, all the good effects of cortisol will decrease and actually will have side effects or negative issues like weight gain, high blood pressure, and even depression or mood alterations. So the correlation between cortisol and serotonin, they both can affect our moods.
Amino acids are the protein building blocks within the body that build the different connective tissue, the organs, ligaments, and the other connective tissue structures. Peptides are very interesting because peptides are what hold the amino acids together to build the protein. You might think of it as the glue in the Lego building blocks. The peptides hold things together so that the proteins can be formed within the body. Essential amino acids are ones that you must consume within the body, that they're not produced within the body. The non-essential amino acids are one that your body is able to produce within its own structure. When you take amino acids, your workout, when someone is injured, their muscles are sore, that means there's damage to those muscles. They recover much quicker when they take amino acids.
Now we turn our attention to a family of proteins called Fibroblast Growth Factor. This important protein factor has anti-aging and healing specialists taking notice for its role in improved health. We spoke with clinical nutritionist Dr. Stephen Petrosino. He believes FGF may hold the key to unlocking healing for a range of symptoms, from joint pain and poor quality hair, skin, and nails, to poor sleep, low energy, low libido, and even depression.
Fibroblast growth factor is essentially a factor that directs and orchestrates some of the development of undifferentiated stem cells. A stem cell doesn't know if it's going to become part of the liver or part of the eye or part of the muscle in your arm. But at one point there are directions that are given to that undifferentiated stem cell, and that stem cell then differentiates into that particular organ or tissue. And so fibroblast growth factor, or FGF, plays a role in the direction of those undifferentiated stem cells into becoming what they ultimately will become. One of the reasons we believe that fibroblast growth factor is beneficial in areas of damage is that when fibroblast growth factor can direct the development of stem cells to repair tissue, that helps with repair of damage that occurs perhaps in the brain, in the heart, or other parts of body tissues.
Research on FGF began over 80 years ago when it was discovered to exist in a surprisingly common whole food source.
Dr. Davidson was a renowned medical doctor that practiced in Canada from the late 1920s into the 1940s. And his research was done primarily with fertilized eggs. And he actually found a process by which an extract of the white of a fertilized hen's egg was freeze-dried, and he used that extract to treat patients with cancer and was finding remarkable success. About 50 years later, other researchers in Norway found by serendipity this research and added to it, and the end result is the product we know as Laminine. There was a seminal or early study that was done on fibroblast growth factor, or FGF, that was published in the Journal of Science way back in, I believe, 1962. And that particular study showed that fibroblast growth factor concentrates in areas of the body that are have undergone damage. That study looked at areas of the brain and found that where there was damage, like a stroke, fibroblast growth factor would concentrate in the area of the damage to assist in the repair.
We now take a close look at a supplement called Laminine that aims to deliver a combination of amino acids and fibroblast growth factor. Physicians tell us this combination may work as an adaptogen in the body, which may assist patients suffering from a variety of ailments.
Well, Laminine is a unique product. First of all, it takes the fertilized avian egg right at the specific stage before it creates a full-blown chicken, if you will. All of the life essence, all the ingredients necessary to create life are at their highest point at a particular stage.
Laminine is essentially a whole food. It is an extract from a 9-day fertilized avian egg or hen's egg. The hen has been raised pretty much in organic standards, so it's a good high-quality egg. They extract on the 9th day from this fertilized egg the white of the egg. The white of the egg contains important elements, including fibroblast growth factor, as well as a range of 20 very important amino acids, the essential life function to support the chick that's going to be developing in that egg. So the egg is harvested on the 9th day. These factors are at their greatest concentration. The product is freeze-dried or lyophilized, meaning it's put into a powdered form without the application of heat. And because of that, these fragile proteins are not damaged or denatured.
And it's 20 amino acids. You need 22. So they've also brought an amino acid from the green pea and also one from fish to balance out. And you have both, in that case, all the essential and non-essential amino acids. And so it's a total protein building blocks with the Laminine. And it's so important because when there's tissue damage or injury or overworkouts, this Laminine really does rebuild the tissues. I had a patient recently that was getting very sore after workouts. He began on the Laminine, and his recovery time is so much quicker.
If you ask yourself, how can one thing help someone with low blood sugar and help at the other end of the spectrum? How can one thing help with someone who's having trouble sleeping, help you to sleep, and still give you energy? How does that work, right? To ask rhetorically. Well, it's because of how Laminine is doing. It's filling in those potholes. It's raising the good stuff, and it's lowering the bad stuff in terms of equalizing or getting your body back to a place, you've probably heard the term homeostasis.
Homeostasis, equilibrium, achieving this balance in your body can help you sleep or give you energy, or perhaps help with aching joints, improving skin, hair, and nail quality. It can aid in maintaining concentration and focus. It can relieve depression or anxiety. Doctors report that Laminine, a whole food product, is helping patients bring about a homeostatic state, which can help relieve these symptoms.
When we look at providing nutrition to the body in the form of a whole food, We're talking about providing it in its raw source with all the nutrients that are required for the body to be able to utilize that. Now let's look at that as opposed to something like a drug as an example. A drug is a chemical. It forces the body to do something whether the body wants to or not. That's a chemical reaction. What we're doing here is we're inviting the body to a place of healing. We're inviting the body to a response by providing it the nutrients that it needs.
In America, we're dealing with stress, and a byproduct of stress is depression and anxiety. But if you can go in and help those individual cells, the neurons of the brain, to heal and recover, then you've accomplished something much more important. And I think we're seeing clinically evidence of this happening.
Many nutritional supplements are associated with beneficial effects in the folks that take them. And the list with Laminine was so extensive that I at first dismissed it because as a clinical scientist myself, I'm used to looking at nutritional supplements that have benefits in one specific area. Rarely did I ever see one product with so many benefits.
Some of the longer-term benefits I've found with Laminine is increased energy and stamina. Again, we have clinicals to back this up, but I personally use it even today every time I go to the gym. It's not a wiry type energy that you might expect from caffeine or drinking coffee or anything like that. It's a strong inner core stamina. And of course, it has been proven clinically to actually increase strength.
My name is Kevin Sorbo, and people might know me from 2 long-running series I had. I played Hercules on TV. It was Hercules, The Legendary Journeys. I shot that from 1993 to 2000, living in New Zealand. Then I did another series called Andromeda right after that for 5 years, from 2000 to 2005. I did have a bit of a health scare between seasons 5 and 6 on Hercules, where I was supposed to come back to America to shoot a movie for Universal Studios. And the last 3 months in New Zealand, I kept having these weird pains in my left shoulder. I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was going down into my arm, into my fingers. And these 3 fingers were getting more numb and more cold all the time. And I went to the gym to work out, and I couldn't even pick up 10 pounds. At the time, and I'm a little over 6'3", I weighed 235. I was in great shape. I suffered a very strong sensation in the back of my head where I got dizzy. I felt like I was falling backwards, like heavy vertigo. I just kept falling and falling, and even though I was sitting like I am now, and my vision just went absolutely crazy. I was rushed to the hospital.
Kevin suffered an aneurysm and a series of 3 strokes and spent the next 4 months in rehabilitation.
Basically went from a guy that was 38 years old and probably in better shape than most guys in their 20s to a 90-year-old man within seconds. But you know what? The doctors did save my life, but at the same time, the prognosis they gave me was after 8-9 months, this is 3 different neurologists saying, wherever you are, that's it. Whatever you're feeling, you have to live with that the rest of your life. Well, after 8-9 months, I still wasn't doing very good. And I said, there's just no way.
Kevin credits his full recovery to the encouragement of his family, healthy living, and a Herculean will. He also includes natural products containing amino acids and Fibroblast Growth Factor into his supplement routine.
I still have repercussions from it, and a lot of years have passed since, and this happened in 1997. And it wasn't until this year, here we are, 14, 15 years later, where I was introduced to Laminine. It's interesting. I call it a drug. It's not a drug. It's like a vitamin. It's like a pill. It's like a supplement. And I have found it to be rather amazing in terms of just lowering, the mood swings, or feeling more alert, to feel more alive, to feel like there's positive things going on when Hollywood's such a negative business. I have certainly found my attention level spiking and my retention level spiking. As an actor, I've got to memorize a lot of lines, and I just finished 2 movies back to back, and it's important that I'm on my game. I like to be a professional. I'm on the set. Laminine is something that certainly to me has just put an extra spark in my life. And talking to the people that take it, there is a common denominator in there, but at the same time, people have different stories to tell about. Maybe it fills voids, I think. It fills a void that maybe you have. Maybe you have problems with your joints, and maybe this will be something that helps you with joint pain. Maybe you have problems with memory, and this will help you with memory. I mean, to me, it just seemed to. I sleep better as well. I just found it to be just an excellent reinforcement to my daily life.